Well, as I mentioned, we have some other transitions as well, and I wanted to have Josh Rexford join me on the platform. And we've known and have announced publicly for a number of months that Josh, concurrent with his finishing his studies at Calvin College, and thankfully after 5 years of very hard work with an extremely difficult major, philosophy. Who majors in philosophy? But Josh did really, really well with the program, and he's now setting himself up for whatever God has for his post-bachelor's career and on into whatever God does in terms of his leading for his life. But we've known that Josh is going to be transitioning out of a staff relationship with Bridge, and I want to just take a few minutes on behalf of our congregation just to say thank you. I've appreciated numerous things about Josh, including the fact that he's godly, and his growth has been evident. Josh and the things that he reads has certainly been a catalyst for me and for others around him. He's provided great modeling for the team in that regard, and I've never had to look the other way. And Josh, I appreciate that, because sometimes we struggle with things like that, and I've appreciated that you've been a challenge to me spiritually and in so many ways. And Josh, obviously related to being godly, he's a worshiper. I know his heart because I spent hours and hours with him over the last 5 or 6 years since he's served both as a regular volunteer but in a staff capacity for the last 3.5. And I know that Josh's heart is first of all to be a worshiper himself and then to lead us in worship. If it doesn't start here, projecting it out there becomes pretty surface. Josh is also a theologian. And I'm grateful because so many times the stereotype of music dudes are that it's all about the music, it's all about the words, and very few people, I think, in a way that Josh has been able to do that, give a lot of thought and preparation to what we're singing, not just that it fits thematically with the services, but that they're theologically sound as well as singable. And I'm very grateful because his passion for getting it right has been very, very important to us. Obviously, Josh is also a musician. I appreciated the opening number, and every time Josh has led over these last years, it's been of encouragement to me. He has a great perspective to put together good quality music, singable music, music that's precise. Sometimes he finds and writes songs to go. Remember when we did the Joseph series a couple years ago? And he wrote a song called Faithful, which we recycle from time to time because it's a great song. Josh has actually written songs to go with series here, and a lot of people wouldn't know that. Beyond his musicianship, he's multi-talented. I appreciate that since I am terrible at graphic arts, Josh has put together some slide backgrounds for us. Often, when we're slotted to show a video to either play during the offering or thematically lead into the teaching time, Josh has spent sometimes hours looking for that right video, and if he can't get the right one, he's often made it. Who does that? But those are some of the things that we've appreciated. Josh has also not been a clock watcher. We've paid you for 16 hours, and there has probably not been a week that you've worked for Bridge that you've logged only 16 hours. I know that because I watch. And I am very, very grateful. All of our staff here rolls up their sleeves and tries to get the job done. And Josh, I want to just say, like Joe last week, you are not just a colleague. You've been a valued friend, a co-worker. I really wish you the best. And just so you know a little bit about Josh's plans, his sense is right now he's probably going to be staying in the area and continuing to do music and videography and photography. And obviously, we've had talks about this too. If Josh ends up staying connected with Bridge, he will rotate in and out as a volunteer. It's a little bit different to go from a staff to a volunteer, but we've had other people do it, and so I think that there's some exciting potential, but we really wish you the best. God's hand is obviously on your life, Josh, and wherever he leads you in terms of whether you pursue a career in music or music plus a lot of other things, or whether you go on and get a PhD and teach philosophy someplace, I believe that you will do well at what you do, and I'm just very grateful. And I think on behalf of the congregation, let's express our gratitude to Josh for years of faithful service leading us in worship. Thank you. And also on our behalf, we wanted to present you a little check, some extra funds to pay off your school bill. And great, Josh. Thanks so much for a bunch of good years. And now let's pray for the offering.